Mr. DJ Rose, Verteezy, and C's. Welcome you to the No More Black Tears podcast.
Black tears that's heaven sent. Barack the first black president. I love my black skin. I love walking in black excellence. Black power, let's represent. All black, that's evident. I'm sure MLK and Malcolm X both didn't die for the hell of it. Strap your seatbelt, go and settle land. What makes you think that we would sell our land? We wouldn't sell our land. What makes you think that we would go ahead and try to sell out then? No more black tears, black on black kids. Love us as is, love with passion. Paying black bills, learning black skills, making black meals. Black is backing. Big shout out to Fred Hampton. I'm black and proud like I'm James Brown, but I ain't doing no acting. My people here from the motherland. This podcast now active.
Hey, we back. No More Black Tears podcast. No More Black Tears radio. Verteezy, man. C's and C's, man. We both in the building. Man, what's going on, fellas? How y'all living?
What's up, man? It's Wednesday. We halfway through the week, man. Just chilling.
C's and C's, man. What's up, man?
Burning up, fam. It's hot out here.
That's what it do, man. Hopefully it'll cool down, man. But man, what's hot off the presses right now, man?
Yeah, speaking about the heat, man, depending on where you live, it could be cool, it could be hot as hell, or it could just be mild, man. So we were sent something this week about the salary needed to live comfortably in each state. The highest being Hawaii at $124,000. That's for a single adult. And then you got Massachusetts, California, New York, Washington, and then Alaska rounds out the top 15. But then it says income needed for a 4-person household. And the household that leads the way was Massachusetts at $313. And the lowest amount out of the top 15 being Arizona at $237. So, us living in the Georgia, the GA, we was kind of interested where Georgia ranks at that. And for individual, it's 17. Georgia ranks number 17, so barely outside of the top 15. You need to make $99,000, so basically $100,000. And as far as like the top 50 go for like family households, Georgia is right at number 33, and you need literally, I want to say, $210,000 to be able to live comfortably for a 4-person household. See, we talked about basically, the salaries people need and living back in the day compared to now. What does this list tell you about, how much you need to live comfortably?
It's always about averages and medians, and people hate to hear this shit, but a lot of these subjects and topics are. This shit is relative and subjective. The way somebody spends $100,000 is not gonna be the same way somebody else spends $100,000. So I mean, it just goes. Shit's getting more expensive, but the commonality is the more populated area you live in, it's gonna be more expensive. So like cities, we know that, but it also affects states. So like, let's say the East Coast is typically more expensive than the West Coast, besides California and maybe some of those other areas where they got a lot of shit going on, like Denver, Vegas, Seattle. Like resources are expensive, like just land and shit's expensive out there. But most of the time, East Coast, especially up north, Vermont, Massachusetts, New York City, New Jersey, is just fucking expensive, man.
Yeah, I thought it was funny because lots of the blue states were had the higher income. You know what I'm saying? We're at the top. We're at the top of the list. You know what I'm saying? Than some of the red states, and you see that because lots of, those red states, they're smaller and hick towns, and racist people, TPT, trailer park trash and all kind of other stuff, and also like some of the blue states, black people struggle a lot, so it might be those states, but the black people are the ones getting that paper, it's mostly their counterparts making the paper and building that average so high, because it's just it's just wild. And being in like Georgia, 100,000 living in Georgia, depending on like if you're in Atlanta, that might that's not so much. But like say you living in, let's say Waynesboro or
Valdosta,
Thompson, you know what I'm
Jefferson,
saying?
Thompson,
Like you making
Waycross.
yeah, you making 100,000, you living like a king.
You got land, you got, you know what I'm saying? You probably got a nice car, you probably got a couple acres.
Mm-hmm.
Property taxes aren't that high, depending on where
But
you
you
live.
but like we said, like you could be renting. You know what I'm saying? But you still living like a king. You ain't gotta be owning a lot of stuff. You could be leasing everything and still living like a king. You know what I'm saying? Just because you know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's why them averages are so important in the conversation. Because, like I was saying, you got the places like Waycross, Burke County, Thompson, where you might be making 100,000, and so you look at the average salary in Georgia being around 66,000. You know, you got to think that takes into account Savannah, that takes into account Atlanta. You know, that even takes into account the AUG and the fact that a doctor here makes probably a lot more than a doctor in maybe Burke County or Waycross or some of these smaller places, you know, or also the fact they might have more hospitals in a place like Atlanta than they do in a place like Thompson, if they even have a hospital there. Because some of them smaller towns don't have a hospital. You got to go to the next city over to even have the hospital. So people wonder, well, what does that mean? Well, if there's no hospital, there's no doctor salary, there's no nurse's salary, you know, or in Burke County, you got a place like Plant Vogel, a nuclear site. There's not nuclear sites all over the state. There's a couple. So you got to take that into consideration too, the fact that when you have this nuclear site in Burke County where people can make $30 an hour, $50 an hour, and all of that adds up to it.
Just to add to that, like when you think about towns, like we go throughout America, the traditional thing is you usually have something that attracted people to the bigger cities or to those big, like Augusta. Let's take Augusta, for example. Burke County, Aiken County, you know, next town over, you was either going to South Carolina, you was either coming to Augusta or you was going to Columbia. Or there was a town that was outside of that had a factory, had Plant Vogel, had a military base, had hospitals. They had something that where the job, basically people would go drive and travel to where the jobs are. And then on the other hand, I'll add on back to the bottom of the list is going to be quote unquote shithole. Not saying it's a shithole, or less populated. Like, of course, South Dakota, don't nobody fucking live there. You got towns that got population 10, 20, 1,000 people. So, of course, these wide open area towns are going to have, their averages is going to be low. So, I mean, you could probably go there in Montana and have $100,000 and buy 24 fucking acres for $200,000 maybe. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, exactly. I mean, then you got to add to the cost of living too, man, because you know we've all met people from New York, Houston, New Orleans, LA, and Miami. Sees you actually live out of the country for a little bit for a couple of years, so you know you could probably expand upon the cost of living outside the country versus inside the country. But man, me talking to people who live in New York and them telling me like a studio apartment in New York can cost you like around $3 bands sometimes. And then you think about, well, damn man, you can rent out a whole house in, you know, just in the South in Augusta for around $1,200-$1,500 or whatever. And you tell me all $3 bands will get you is like a studio apartment. And it's not just there, it's like that, you know, when you talk to people who live in Florida, like the cost of living down there is like so ridiculous. And then even us being in Augusta, Juice Man ain't here, but Juice Man, you know, told us recently, him moving to Savannah, how much more expensive it is to live in Savannah than it was for him in Augusta. So, you know, he could probably expound more about if he was here about how what he was making living here stretched a lot longer than what he makes living there now. You know, we hear stories about people who commute. There's people who work in Atlanta but live an hour and a half, 2 hours outside of Atlanta, and they're probably living, like you said, Rose, like kings and queens. But then they might have coworkers who actually live in the heart of Atlanta and work in the heart of Atlanta, same as that job, but I'm paying so much more for my bills. I'm paying so much more to just go out on a Saturday and Friday night to have dinner or just to go to the club, like they're paying so much more just to do stuff than somebody who's, just living 2 hours out. But then the flip side, when you live in Atlanta versus Augusta, for example, your plane ticket is cheaper. Like it's a lot cheaper to fly out of Atlanta than it is to fly out of Augusta, because a lot of people will drive 2 hours to Atlanta to fly out, because I've seen tickets going to the same exact place where a ticket out of Atlanta might be $250 between $320, but then that same exact ticket basically is $600 to maybe $700 sometimes to go to the same exact, state or city you're trying to go to. It's just you just flying out of Augusta, and we just got a much smaller airport.
Yeah, and then like as far as relativity, man, because like we had a whole discussion. We hear y'all in the comments, man, and just y'all listeners, we're listening. A lot of times things get convoluted with what's average, what do you mean by this when you say what's average, or what's not. Like if I say, $5,000 a month on clothes is ridiculous. Well, you make $100,000. How's that ridiculous? You still got your car payment. You still got this. So, I mean, that's kind of where we're like, we all kind of agree to agree on certain standards, but it's still like the $100,000 in Florida is not going to be the same as in Georgia or New York. But even then, how is Mr. Johnson and Tito over here both make the same amount of money, but Tito goes out 7 times a month and blows $200 every time he goes out. Mr. Tito goes out 1 time a month and blows $300, but he's got a car payment that his truck costs him $1,500 a month. You know what I'm saying? It's always different.
Yeah, everyone got their own life, and you got to live your life based on you. And there's an aspect of this conversation I said at the beginning, but the only person who can really talk about it from experience is Rose. Like, we're talking about from a single person perspective, but when you got a 4-person household, which we're going to assume for this conversation is 2 adults and 2 kids, that increases how much that household needs to bring in for them to live comfortably. Like, in your opinion, Rose, how hard is it to have a multi-person household where 2 people are bringing checks in, especially if there's a moment where maybe only one person is bringing the check in?
Well, it could be, just got a budget, So if you're not making what they say, 200,000, and you got 4 or 5, size household, yeah, you're gonna have to budget. You're gonna have to cut some corners, and you're not gonna be able to do everything that you want to do, and you're not gonna be able to eat everything that you want to eat. You're not gonna be able to go everywhere you want to go. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be able to have multiple car payments, and your deductible on your insurance are going to be higher than if you wanted some better insurance. You know what I'm saying? All that's going to count. You know what I'm saying? Insurance, all that plays a role into it, especially with the family. So, and it's crazy how women always say, "Oh, I don't want to chip in on bills and stuff like that," but they're single, but they're paying all 100% of their bills. Now, it say they don't have any kids and they're paying 100% of their bills, and then if two households come together, they always say 2 heads are better than 1.
That's the cheat code right there, man. 2 people making, let's just say $60,000 a year. That's $120,000 right there. Mm-hmm. If you're living a certain way, you can make that work.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't want to do that, and then even though some men they say, "Oh, I'm gonna pay all the bills and her money is her money," but if y'all living together, y'all should be sharing everything. To me, if you ask me, that just makes it easier on both of y'all. One person shouldn't have to bear all the responsibilities.
Yeah, the only way I would ever agree with one person paying all the bills and both people are working is like, let's just say me and C's is living together, whatever, and I'm paying all of the bills, but C's is spending all the money for entertainment purposes. So for us to
that's still splitting something.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're doing that, if all your money is for us to travel, go out, buy groceries and stuff, and I'm just taking care of the bills, then I can see like that can work out. But for me to be spending all my money on both of us and you spend your money just on you, yeah, that's almost insane, man. Because nowadays you kind of need 2 paychecks to live in the economy. Because the average salary in Georgia is $66,000, but to live comfortably in Georgia for a single person, you need to be making $99,000. That's what it says, you know. And it said like you got to be making $215,000 for a 4-person household. So if the average salary is $66,000, and you get a man and a woman who live together, let's just say 2 people who live together, that's only about 126, like 130,000, maybe 132,000. You still at 80,000 short. Now, does that mean you're gonna be struggling? I guess that just goes to how they define what comfortable means. And I know we was talking about it before the pod. I mean, maybe that means you only take 1 trip a year, or maybe that means you take 1 trip every 2 years and you have to plan. Like we have to, like in January, we have to start planning. Okay, we want to take a trip in July. Let's start setting money aside now so we can take this trip, so we can be able to buy the plane tickets. Or maybe, hey, we're going to Orlando. Orlando's an 8-hour drive from Augusta. Well, you know what? If we drive there, we can save money. So instead of us flying, let's just drive there. Instead of us eating at 5-star restaurants or nice restaurants, maybe we do this. Instead of us paying for daycare, maybe we leave our child at the grandma's house or a cousin house, you know, or a sister or brother house who doesn't work during the day, and we can save money that way. Like there's many ways, like you said, Rose, to kind of cut corners and save money. It's just a simple fact that 1, you gotta want to do it, and 2, it's got to be how do you live your life? Like what are you living your life for? Because if you're someone that, you know, you're making only a certain amount of money, but every time the new Jordans drop, you gotta have them. Maybe you can't get them when they drop. Maybe you got to get them 4 months later.
Or not at all.
Yeah, maybe not at all. Maybe just get some Reeboks or some Nikes. They're going to fit your feet just good. Adidas is making a comeback. That Ant-Man shoe don't look too bad. You know, that's choices we all got to make, you know, for us to live comfortably. So it's just interesting to see these numbers, you know, and when we compare them to the numbers we talked about last year, where I want to say it was around 30,000 to be able to live comfortably in most places. Like it's interesting to see how those numbers have grown compared to how much people are making. And at the end of the day, man, my mindset is always the same, man. You got to live your life for you, and you got to say to yourself, when is enough or enough? What do I need to be happy? Because if you need things to be happy, then you're never gonna make enough money. That's just the honest truth, like you were saying, C's. Man, I know people that make twice as much as I do, and it just seems like they're always in debt because they're spending the money before it comes in. And I know people that make my salary or less, and they're able to provide for their whole family because what it takes to make them happy and how they live their life is not the same as someone else.
Yeah, it's the how you spending your money, what are you doing it on? And it's just like, yo, everybody, every single person, every year, every couple months, you need to look at yourself. You need to self budget. You know, look at like, yo, come to your significant other or just your damn self, if you single or whoever you live with, be like, yo, I looked at the numbers. Actually sit down, crunch the numbers. Look at your bank account, look at your credit card bills, look at your utilities, crunch all the numbers, look at it and be like, yo, I do need to cut back on buying. Hey, wife buys shit on Amazon and Shein, probably need to cut back. You don't even have a chance to wear it. Like, my mom always said, you only got 2 feet. So when it comes to clothes and shoes, it's like, how often are you gonna wear them shoes? How often are you gonna wear them clothes? And it's like, if you enjoy going out every weekend, maybe there's something you need to not spend money on. Like, hey, you go out every weekend, you're barely home, you work all the time. Maybe you don't need that 55-inch TV. Yeah, you want to watch the Sunday game when you watch it, but you hardly watch the game when you're at home. You usually go watch the shit at the bar. Why spend $500-$600 on that TV? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I know recently in my household, man, we got rid of cable, man. We just got internet, man, just because we realized we don't need cable no more. And that cut our bill down so significantly. Talking about, you know, money, sometimes you need a second revenue, whether it's you DoorDash and Uber, Lyfting, or maybe you do Prize Picks. You know, a lot of people be using Prize Picks to supplement their income. Gilbert Arenas did not do that. Instead, he gambled but it was a different form of gambling. Moving on to TNT, y'all. Boom.
Tears or no tears.
Dynamite. So, Gilbert Arenas got arrested by the feds today for apparently having an illegal gambling ring where they was playing poker. All the details haven't come out about the situation, but all we know is one of the main things they was doing was playing poker. It was high stakes, they said. Him and others got arrested, but he was the biggest name of note, and I want to say he got arrested at his own home. C's, tears or no tears?
Yeah, no tears. When you do this type of shit, you should know who you're dealing with, know who's associated. This is 2022. So it's not like it just happened. Like this, these are charges for 2022. This is how I kind of like it. I like it, but at the same time, I feel like it's stupid. This nigga had, so we're looking at a poker table right now. The very table we use for this podcast. This bug had a poker felt, like a design that said his name in it. So he had it was a thing, like he actually encouraged this, like, yeah, it's like one thing if you just, you have the homies or people come over, and then it's who, the problem was, not that he did it, it's who he was associated with. They probably got dumb people on them other charges with immigration and other shit, and then somebody snitched or somebody didn't, but it's like, I understand why you would want to have a pot if you did play poker, but you got to take the consequences with that shit. It's just, hey, the shit's illegal. Somebody snitched. He's probably going to get off. Like, he's not going to get locked up. You paid bond. Bond was only $50,000. That's fucking low. So, I mean, hey, man, people do this shit all the time.
Yeah, man. I ain't got no tears. It's going to be interesting to see the details come out because, like I was telling MGH, most of the time it depends on what the high stakes is, how much you're gambling, and then it depends on the parties involved. But usually it's when people take a rake, and for those who understand, all that is when the house or the person hosting, the host, takes a percentage of the pot or whatever money y'all bring in that night. And that's what really makes it illegal. But just playing poker itself, like we could play poker tonight after the pot and gamble real money, and that's not illegal in most of the states. So it is interesting to see what they was doing, because if they was taking a rake, my only question would be, Gilbert, you make so much money, you got the podcast, you got all this other stuff going on. Like, was you taking a rake or someone else taking a rake? And why so? Because it seems like y'all really don't need it. Like in Molly's game, it kind of made sense because Molly, the person who ran it, for those who know what Molly's game is, she ran an illegal poker ring back in the day, high stakes with a whole bunch of celebrities and billionaires and millionaires. She took a rake because she couldn't cover the losses. Because there was a situation where someone gypped on a bet, if anybody remember, and she had to cover that out of pocket, but she was getting tips the whole time. Getting tips is not illegal. So there's no need for y'all to really be taking a rake in that situation, y'all situation, man. So, play silly games, get silly prizes.
Yeah, I don't have no tears either because shout out to Crediton. Like, now Gilbert, you gotta pay them dues. You know what I'm saying? You caused that man to lose years of his life. Now, hopefully, you lose years of your life, and it's the wrong time to be going away because your son about to be in college and in the NBA, and you gonna be behind bars begging them to change the TV.
Yeah, crazy. Before we move on, man, real quick, I think if he get the opportunity, he gonna snitch.
Yeah.
Somebody gonna snitch before he does, though. I'll say that, man.
Gilbert look like a snitch.
With an Israeli.
He's definitely going to snitch. And I also
when he got arrested on the way to the car, he probably asked them, "Hey man, I got some names for y'all."
Yeah, and I also want to hear what he goes. Is he still going to be potting every week, 2-3 times a week, and he gonna talk about it?
Yeah, he is.
I want to say what he gonna talk about.
If he does that, it'll be the same mistake he made back in the day. If he makes light of the situation, Gilbert, lay down for a minute and just try to fight this legally. Speaking of legal fights, man, we covered Uncle Shannon Sharpe last week about how he settled with that white OnlyFans bitch and retired her. Unfortunately, he's not working either at ESPN, but it's not because he retired. He got fired from ESPN today. I ain't got no tears, man. Like when you out here on your podium, on your soapbox, and you be saying, "Don't do this, don't do this, don't live like this, don't live like that," and then you're living the opposite. That's just called karma, man. Because you was out here saying how all the ways you can get in trouble and get fucked up and lose the bag, and you lost the bag over a 19, 20-year-old white girl. She made you pay 25 to 30 million.
White bitch.
Yeah, one white bitch. Then on top of that, you lost your biggest bag from ESPN because they probably was paying you a couple million a year just to work for them. Like, yeah, man, you did this to yourself, Shannon, man. Hopefully your YouTube channel goes fine. Hopefully Shay Shay Club is still cool. And maybe somebody gives you a job. And maybe Fox will take you back. I highly doubt it.
I ain't got no tears. He's gonna get picked up by somebody else, whether it's Barstool, sports. We'll see him on some other sports related shit. In the meantime, he's probably just gonna lean into his podcast and all this other shit. And it's like ESPN. There's rumors that people are saying Perk is next. I don't know why, but I can see ESPN does this shit where somebody get fired and they start firing 2 or 3 other people. So it's probably gonna happen. They clean house. They like to clean house around the same time. They get rid of one person, they'll start throwing them out. But it's like they probably should have waited a little while before they fired him. Just like, yo, ESPN, that's fucked up. Y'all seen he wasn't guilty. Like they'll drop your ass. They no loyalty. They'll drop your ass.
Man, football season starts tomorrow. They couldn't wait no longer, bro. They got to get his replacement ready.
Yeah. So I ain't got no tears, man, because he remember what he's always saying. I won't even get into an elevator with a woman by myself.
Yep.
I don't do this. I don't do that. But then you're recording yourself on Instagram with Michelle
or Michael,
and then you're doing this with a 19-year-old, tricking
25K
on her
for a cheek daddy,
pouring in the baby gravy,
yeah,
and
choking her.
Like, and then you lose the lawsuit. I don't hear nothing about you settle. You lost the lawsuit.
Yep.
And then you lost your job.
Yep.
On your day off.
They say it's cheaper to keep her. You should just pay that $50 million.
Man, some people say it was $50 million, but some people say it's 23, 25.
Nah, you ain't settling. There's no way he settled for $50 million when that's what she wanted up front. She took a discount, but it was in the 20s, if not 30s.
You know, so. And then the $100 million deal that they talk about, that I know that went away. I know that was on pause. So
that's gone.
So okay, so
that's why I say he should have just paid the $50 million because he could have still had his job at ESPN, as well as he could have signed that $100 million deal and he would have been good. But this is what happened when you know that bitch had evidence. You should have just did what you're supposed to do, man. Should have had that bitch sign an NDA, man. Speaking of NDAs, so this one white guy got online and said, you know, he woke up and his homeboy sent his whole friend group an NDA for a group trip. And he was just like, when do we need an NDA for a group trip? I got tears of laughter, man, because these are the only 2 things I can think of. Either one of y'all be talking too much to y'all significant other, because a lot of niggas do that. They don't know how to, son stuff, your wife and your woman ain't supposed to know about the fellas. Son stuff supposed to just stay between the motherfucking fellas. So either one of y'all run y'all lips too much, or 2, y'all finna do some shit on this trip that y'all ain't never done before. This nigga finna pull out some coke. This nigga finna be doing coke out of a stripper's pussy. It's finna be some crazy shit that y'all finna see on this trip that he don't need nobody talking about after this trip.
Yeah, man. I got tears because the reason why he gave everybody the NDA, they was going to Puerto Rico and he was going to get with a trans. That was that's been his fantasy. And he was bringing the trans home.
Yep.
And he ain't want nobody else to find out about it.
And like I said, some shit they never seen before.
Yeah.
Basically, he was gonna find him Miguel is Michelle now.
Yeah.
Basically, I got tears, man.
Girl, boy.
I got tears because it's like, I got tears, bro. It's like, it should be already known, especially if you're going with your peoples, your folks, your boys. You should already be established. Wherever you go, that's where it stays. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. What happens in DR stays in DR. What happens in wherever you're going. It's supposed to be understood But I guess if you got to sign an NDA, you might have to start paying niggas.
So if
niggas
somebody
be
brought,
talking,
but if somebody brought the trans boy to the house,
the lady boy.
It ain't another trip ain't happening.
No,
another trip is not happening.
You signed the NDA. That's why he want the NDA signed because I don't care the boys nothing. Now we gonna talk about that when we get back home. Man, we gonna talk about that. I don't care.
Another trip would not happen. Like yo, and you kind of it's kind of your fault. You gotta tell folks what type of time you on. You gotta tell niggas.
Nigga,
you should tell niggas.
He on freaky time.
You trying to have a Diddy party?
Yeah, man. You trying to have an orgy in the living room.
Diddy didn't do nothing gay.
They gonna come in the
It's not no Diddy no more.
I'm just saying
they gonna walk in the Airbnb.
I'm just saying
it's gonna be baby oil everywhere.
You trying to do some wild shit. You gotta let people know ahead of time. It's like yo,
hey man, or you can just know your friends, bro. When I go out of town, niggas know what the fuck I be on, man. So sometimes you just need to know your people, dog.
Like shut the fuck up. Don't talk about it.
Hey man, talking about trips. You know, they say Dubai is a beautiful place to visit, man. And in this next one, there was a woman saying that her homegirl, every time she comes back from Dubai, she takes her shopping, spends bread on her. She loved when her homegirl linked up with her after that trip. So the next time she was like, hey, I want to go with you, man. You know, I want to go to Dubai with you. And she said, girl, I got to be real with you, man. When I go, a group of niggas be shitting and pissing on me. Like, and it's a lot of them too, girl. Like, girl, I need you to know it's a lot of them too. Like, she stressed that part. It's a lot. But that's how I be coming back with 30 racks, 50 racks. Yo, I got tears of laughter, man, because, hey, man, when y'all be going over there, y'all be coming motherfucking porta potties for some bread. But it's crazy, though, because this just shows you, if you got the bread, 99% of these hoes ain't got no morals today. You can do what you want if you got the paper, man. And because if a bitch will let you piss and shit on her, and that's not something she's into, let me make this clear. Because there's some widows that into that. But let's say she's not into that. That means she's willing to do whatever as long as you got the paper.
Yeah, I got tears because you always hear about them going over there, but it was never said that they was the ones to be in the porta potty. They would go over. It was always seen like they would go over there and they would poop and pee on dudes, but the cat is out of the bag. Now this is the first time I heard it. I don't know about y'all. This is the first time I heard it.
I mean, I've heard podcasts where people talked about it. Normally, it's white women that be going over there doing it, but not too many sisters just be raising their hands saying, "I'll get shitted on."
Mm-hmm. So now we know.
It's been on the interwebs for a while, bro. I want to say like 2017, 2018, the shit dropped. There was videos out there and other shit going on. Everybody was talking about Dubai. Dubai was getting, you start hearing more and more about Dubai around like 2017, 2018. You hear about it before, but it was like more and more and more. And then you heard about, hey, you can go here and get these bags. Oh, you want to know why all these models and all these hoes go over there is because they get the bag. So it's, hey, when it's someone, you can fly in a Russian model and pay her $30,000 to take a shit on her chest, and you got money like that. It ain't just the Arabs over there. It's people from Russia and all over the place. All these rich motherfuckers go over there like it's Vegas and they do wild shit. And these hoes be from everywhere. They be from the States, they be from Asia, they be from South America and Russia. Like these supposed to be hot ass Russian models that fly them in, pay bitch $30,000, $50,000, $100,000 and shit on her chest and shit on her mouth. And it's just like, it just goes to show you got a bag, somebody's willing to do something strange or use chunk of change. And these bitches do not be paying for their trips. They got somebody to do some shit that they don't want to tell nobody about, and be taking all these photos, and these hoes is all the same. They just trying doing some wild shit so they can claim they got the bag. You got the bag, but you also got shitted on.
Hey man, some people need a doggy bag, man. and they gotta take food home, man. So there was this Caucasian man who was mad that he went to an all-you-can-eat buffet. He ate 12 pieces of fish, and then they said, "You gotta stop, bro." They gave him 8 pieces of fish, and then he got mad when he got sent home and decided to protest because he felt like it was all you could eat. Granted, they also said that this man had a running tab at that same restaurant that he still hadn't paid. Tears or no tears?
I got tears. I do want to say I don't think it was an all you can eat buffet. I think it was just they had a all you can eat campaign. But he's an asshole.
What's the difference?
All you can eat buffet is you go in like a Chinese restaurant, Shoney's, Ryan's, versus a restaurant where they got fried and shit. Like you go to Red Shark and they say all you can eat chicken. Like, you know what I'm saying? All you can eat chicken versus.
Okay, so basically, it wasn't all you buffet. It was just all you can eat fried fish.
I think.
Okay, cool.
That's what it more sounds like. Because I don't think it was all you can eat buffet. They would have been like, hey, there's no more fish. Why don't you try some shrimp? Why don't you try this? They'd be like, oh, okay.
Because then that means we got to hide the fish from everybody. And as soon as that fat motherfucker starts selling the fish, and he's like, hey. And he going to bum rush straight there and cut the line and be like, hey, I wanted fish 5 minutes ago.
Yes.
I deserve fish. I was up at 5 minutes ago.
Even at all you can eat buffets, there be them motherfuckers. All they want to do is just stack their plate up with steak. That's all they do. I'll be ready in about 5 minutes. You looking at the worker looking at you. What the fuck out my face? He's an asshole. This is an example of white privilege. I knew it had to be a white man when they said this motherfucker called the police on the store. They told him you can't have any more fish. This motherfucker had the audacity to call the fucking cops and picket and protest. This the white privilege shit we be talking about. You entitled, fat, fucking sloppy ass dog smelling motherfucker. You're an asshole, and you should have paid your fucking bill, and they probably would have gave you your fucking fish. You fat, you sloppy, you're an asshole, bro. No tears for your dumb ass. They should have arrested you. That shit is like so fucking ignorant. We be talking about niggas. White people do some of it. People be doing some ignorant ass shit, man. Come on, man.
Hey, man, I got tears for laughter. But I will say this, though, because I had to look it up. If there's no time restraints, if there's no restrictions or nothing, that's considered breach of contract. If you go to all you eat buffet and there's no restrictions, and they tell you to leave and you can eat no more, that's a breach of contract. So if these motherfuckers did not have no restrictions on how many fish you could get,
the breach of contract is a bitch you ain't pay your bill.
Hey, yes, he should have paid his bill, but you shouldn't let him eat if he didn't pay his bill. You should have told him you can't indulge in this all you eat buffet until you pay your bill. But once y'all decide to let him in there and start eating, he's a customer like anyone else. If that nigga wanted 50 pieces of fish, long as he ate in a reasonable time, they should have gave him 50 pieces of fish. Y'all restaurants need to stop doing all you eat buffets, trying to take people money, because I'm one of these people. If you tell me, yo, you pay $12.99 for this big ass cup at Six Flags, and you can get free refills all day, I'm gonna do the math. Where a regular drink would cost $5. I need to get at least three refills, y'all. I gotta get my money back for paying $12.99. So if I go to an all you eat buffet like CC's Pizza, I gotta do the math about, okay, the buffet was this much, how many slices of pizza do I eat to get my money? Me and Rose went to Wings, and we sat down and was like, how many wings do we need to eat for this money we spent to be worth it? And that's what we was trying to do. We was pushing ourselves when we got to the last 3 wings, like, man, I'm full, but I gotta eat 2 more wings, man.
But they gypped us because they ain't had the AC on.
Yeah, because they wanted to be on. Hey, that's smart. You got to make it uncomfortable for people so people can't just sit there all day. Because we ate like 20. He ate like 20 something. I ate like 30, around 30, in less than like probably an hour because we didn't stay for the whole game. We left after halftime.
So this is what they need to do: make it uncomfortable and charge for drinks. Charge for drinks. It's like, oh, you want a refill on water or tea? You want a refill on Coke?
That's reasonable. You can do that. But I need my money worth though.
I know I went to a Korean barbecue restaurant and they had a note on there that said you can eat as much as you want, but you just can't waste it. So,
okay.
So if you start wasting food, they can charge you by the pound that you wasted.
Okay, makes sense.
So that was a good way of them getting around people wasting the food or whatnot. I know one of my spots I like to go to here in Augusta is Harvest Table. It's a buffet. They just went up on their price, but their price is only it's like $18 all you can eat. You know what I'm saying? And then it's got everything. You know what I'm saying? Soul food kind of food. But you can also get it to go, and they weigh it by the pound. You know what I'm saying? So, but I ain't got no cheers for him because he should have just came and ate what he needed to eat and left. And if he wanted to do all that, he should have picked someplace else to go. But I feel him though because when we went to Buffalo Wild when B-Dub and we was there, we could have sat there and ate more wings, but it was just so hot and we had to go.
Sweating.
We had to leave. It was like, hey, what's up with the AC? I don't know what's up with the AC. Oh, y'all just don't want people in here and it was a good game. It was playoff time too.
Yeah, it was the
NBA playoffs.
It was the war. It was not the Warriors. It was the T-Wolves and OKC game 1 or game 2.
Yeah,
the game that the T-Wolves actually won.
Yeah, so we go there to watch the game. We plan on being there the whole time. Watch the game and eat wings the whole time. That's the plan. We're gonna be here 4 hours.
We're gonna easily get our money's worth. Have a couple of drinks while we're here.
Yeah, that was that. It was so hot in there. It was like, nah, man, I'm straight, man. We gotta go. I'm straight.
Hey, man. So, talking about protesting, man. Sometimes hoes' pussy smells so bad you gotta protest the pussy. What's wrong with these hoes, y'all?
What's wrong with them? You fucking bitches.
So this man, after he did the do with this one bitch, he started texting her saying, I think your pH balance is off. You might want to get that checked out. She said, no, it's not. I took a shower beforehand. My shit good. I got BV. That's the issue. BV is very common amongst women, and you just don't understand that you can't control that. I didn't know it smelled down there. And he said, obviously it did if I'm saying something, bitch. And then there was another situation where a bitch got mad at her ex and basically set it up because he was fucking her clients, where one client gave the nigga chlamydia and then another girl gave the nigga HIV. See, what's wrong with these hoes?
Man, what's wrong with these hoes? Hey, man, if you know you stink or there's a potential for you to stink, you probably just need to hold out for a week or two. It's just like if you on your period, ladies. No, you probably don't want to fuck with this nigga because you on your shits and you don't fuck with this nigga like that. Don't. You know you got something, don't fuck with somebody. And if you know you stink, if you smell it, they definitely smell it. And if you don't know and you ask, somebody tells you, okay, apologize or smooth it over how you want to say. Don't try to say, oh, this is common. It's like, no, bitch, he told you you fucking stink. You fucking stink. Move on. The next time you see the nigga, make sure your shit is straight. Like, whatever you gotta do, douche your shit or one of them washes and whatever, steam, clean your pussy, whatever you gotta do that. Next, you are foul, nasty, disgusting bitch. If you are actively, that is chemical fucking warfare. That is fucking chemical. You should be in jail on international crimes, not just state and U.S. law. You should be in jail, bitch. You knew these bitches had this shit. Just break it with the nigga. Leave him. Fuck his best friend. Get over that way. Don't. You gave this nigga, you manipulated the nigga to get I think it was chlamydia, gonorrhea, and HIV. I think he got gonorrhea too. You gave one is bad enough. Chlamydia, gonorrhea, terrible, fucking terrible. HIV, so worse. Bitch, you should be in jail. You gave how do you give a motherfucker a trifecta of STDs without you yourself having it? You set this motherfucker up. He's stupid. Yes, we admit he's a dumbass. He's stupid. You should be in a movie, bitch. I need you to lead my army. You are a fucking mastermind, criminal, diabolical, foul ass motherfucking person. That shit, like, I'm almost out of words with that shit. That shit crazy to me.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna work backwards. First of all, man, y'all hoes gotta stop get licked back. Like, it's okay, bruh. Sometimes it's okay just to walk away. Like, you hoes that would stay with niggas that y'all know is cheating on y'all, but y'all don't like it, that pisses y'all off. So y'all decide to play silly games to get your lick back. Come on, girl. You could have potentially got in trouble for this, man. I don't know what the laws say about this. You could have potentially got fucked up behind this shit. If they can deem that you an accessory and that you set this shit up, like, that shit's just not worth it. Just leave the nigga alone. The nigga fucked off on you, cool. Move the fuck on. Now, I could have kind of understood it if the nigga fucked off on you, gave you an STD. I could kind of understand this whole evil mastermind plot you had, but just off of the strength, the fact that he was fucking your clients, hey, man, it's true. It is what it is, man. You chose a nigga that's a dog. They like to fuck other bitches. That happens. And you chose to, it sounded like you was doing this hair out your house. You know? Like, I don't know why you want to do that if you got a man living with you. Bringing bitches that's knowing that half these bitches don't know how to dress this shit. They coming in booty shorts. They coming half naked and shit. And they probably got better bodies than you. So you bringing these hoes to your house around your man while y'all probably smoking weed and doing all kind of other niggerish shit. Like, why is you surprised? And secondly, what the fuck is wrong with your clients fucking your nigga? Like, what kind of clientele you got that's fucking a nigga they knows fucking with you? That's just wild. As far as the pH balance go, man, that's some crazy ass shit, man. Cause I didn't know what the fuck BV was. The MGH broke it down to me, man. I didn't even know that shit was common, man. I will say this, man. I hear this all the time. Women's hygiene is very important. Everyone's hygiene is very important, but women's hygiene is more important because their body's built differently. So they got to make sure they're very clean down there and thorough down there. I haven't really experienced too much nasty tasting pussy or smelly pussy like that. Like, I really haven't experienced that. I had one situation that was kind of weird. Like, I was doing my thing, and I was like, bro, this shit kind of smell like cigarettes down here. You must smoke a lot. You know? Like, that was probably the worst experience I've ever had. But for the most part, most bitches I fucked with in my lifetime kept everything pretty much down there on the up and up. I've heard stories, though. I've heard stories by niggas who, my one homeboy, shout out to Darius, man, this nigga said he was getting ready to fuck a bitch, pull her panties down, and this, like, yellow little discharge came out. Yeah, that shit was, bro, he said that made him not want to fuck the bitch, man. He said he left that shit alone, because he asked me what I would have did. I said, nigga, I probably would have washed my hands with bleach and went home, because I probably been like, bitches, you an alien? Like, so I've heard some stories about some nasty bitches out here, man. So y'all definitely got to be careful when y'all decide to lay down with some of these hoes, because one thing I've learned the last 5-6 years, it's hoes out here you think women wash regularly, and there's some women they don't take baths every day. They take bird baths. It's hoes out here that will walk 3-4 miles and get some baby wipes and just wipe their armpits and their coochie area and be done with it, man. It's not hoes. I fuck with women normally that take 2-3 baths a day, but there's a lot of hoes out here, man, they don't do that shit. I know hoes, when that storm hit, they was still trying to get their pussy ate, and they ain't had water for 4 days. And I was like, bitch, you don't need to worry about getting your pussy ate, because you ain't put no water and soap in that pussy for 4 days.
So you don't like a little twang to it?
Nah, I don't want no twang to it. I ain't preacher boy, man. I want to taste you, but I don't want to taste everything you've been through today.
Yeah. So I don't understand it either, man. Because when she said, "Oh no, my pH," she trying to argue him down about her pH balance. Like, and then she admits to having BV and bacterial virus, and it's like, why are you admitting to this and telling them this like it was cool? Like, oh nah, this is why, and I still did what I did. Like, come on, man, you gotta do better than that, man. That's crazy work. And then the other one, it's just like, well, both of these hoes is just, it's like these hoes is trying to get paid to give a nigga AIDS, and it's like, that ain't cool. Like, That ain't cool at all. Like, man,
And you think the first nigga ate the pussy, or did he smell it from just hitting it from the back?
I don't know.
Cause, bruh, hey,
Probably both.
If he ate the pussy, man, bitch, you damn near tried to kill me.
Yeah, probably both. He probably did both. I don't know. Or he probably was about to, and it was like, oh, never mind. Let me just do this. Let me back up off it. I don't know.
Yeah. Let me lean back. And I just got to hit it from the back. Yeah, that shit's disgusting, man. So, ladies, if you're hearing this, man, clean your pussy, clean your whole body, take a shower. During the summertime, take 2 showers a day. And for the more heavy-set sisters, it's okay if you got to take 3. But make sure you clean down there because this is where niggas eat most of the time. Hey, man, talking about what's wrong with hoes, man. What's wrong with white people? Hey, man, moving on to the last topic of the night. Iconic wrestler, iconic 80s athlete, and just, global superstar Hulk Hogan passed away, known as Terry Bollea. He was from Augusta, Georgia. For those who are big wrestling fans like myself, he was huge in the 80s and 90s. He was to WWE and professional wrestling in general to what Michael Jordan is to the NBA. Most people consider him the GOAT. We can go through his accolades in terms of the championships he won, the WrestleMania, his headline. But the reason why a lot of wrestlers, for those who are not deep into the wrestling culture, why a lot of wrestlers consider him the GOAT, he was the biggest box office attraction of all time. Like, he was the one wrestler for over 2 decades that pretty much generated the most money for the company, and it brought the company to where it is now. But as always, there's always other sides to people. And unfortunately, his legacy is one that's very complicated. Outside of him, saying the N-word over a decade ago on audio, referring to his daughter's boyfriend, using the N-word many times to describe him, and saying how he was dismayed by that relationship because he was black, as well as his son got in a car accident, and the person that he got in the car accident with, was paralyzed, and he said that was that person's karma. And then he also added that he's afraid that if he dies, that his family's punishment for passing away would be being reincarnated as black people. That's just the human part of him that's horrible. Yeah, some people don't know these stories, see. I'm a big wrestling fan, so I know a lot of this shit. Then you take someone like Jesse Ventura, who wanted to have a union for wrestlers back in the day in WWF, but it's very known because they had a court hearing where Hulk Hogan, decided to snitch on him to Vince McMahon, and that stopped the union. That's why even today, wrestlers don't have a union in their company. There's a lot of situations inside the wrestling community, a lot of wrestlers, like you hinting at beforehand, sees they don't like him because he was known to squash people. There'll be a lot of times he began ready to go for a match, and they would have the booking where, Hulk, you're going to lose tonight. For those who watch WCW, Rose to my right, he's a little bit older than me, so he might remember this match just casually watching wrestling. Doing that NWO angle, when Sting was supposed to finally take care of business and overcome the NWO, Hulk literally wanted to change the ending to that match where he won, and it became very complicated. It's one of the most notorious finishes in wrestling history, Bash at the Beach, where basically it was controversial about the finish. Sting won, but there was this fast count that happened that Hulk convinced the ref to do. And then there was other instances where Hulk did stuff where people did not get to go over the way they should. We talk about compartmentalization. We talk about what people's legacies mean. How will you remember Hulk Hogan? And, more importantly, do you think his legacy is complicated?
I'm going to start off positive. He was one of the first wrestlers I remember being in cartoons and movies. I remember him sitting with the table with Mr. T. Mr. T's one of them dudes that should have been in the WWE. He should have been a wrestler. He just never did it. He should have been one.
Well, he was in one of the first main events with Mr. T. It was Mr. T and him against Roddy Piper. I forgot Roddy Piper's part.
I think Mr. T should have definitely had a career as a wrestler. He probably would have did well, very well. Another legend. But then also seeing Hulk Hogan compete and then joining Macho Man out of out of the three, Macho Man's like is my top three is probably
The mega powers.
is my Macho Man's like 1 and 2, Dusty Rhodes 1, 2, 3, not Hulk Hogan,
Ric Flair.
Ric Flair. Those are my three classics. Dusty Rhodes, them three had the best promos. I love their history. But then to see Hulk Hogan go from regionals, we had a whole long discussion about all the regionals.
Hulk Hogan is the reason why wrestling became a regional entertainment to national. Before Hulk Hogan, you had the Kansas area, the Missouri area, the Georgia area. It was very regional. Virginia area, the Texas area. But then Vince McMahon and Hulk Hogan came together with WWE that was stationed in New York, and they started getting broadcasted on TV, and then they started consuming the smaller territories, and that's how we have what we have today.
And then like you see the regional to national to from to the NWO to leading all the way up to The Rock and Batista and all these other new cats. So Hulk Hogan's definitely done a lot for the wrestling community and just like it's a lot of people.
And like you said, the movie part, I mean, maybe we don't have The Rock in movies if not Hulk Hogan, because he was one of the first major wrestlers to make movies.
And then shit, action figures, like everybody. Two of us are 90s babies, one of us is an 80s baby, but we remember, we seen the shit. Hulk Hogan on commercials, Slim Jim, Hulk Hogan action figures, you know what I'm saying? Bobbleheads and all this other shit. And then seeing like shit he did afterwards, it was like, okay, we had fans that didn't know. We still had a positive view. It was like, yo, that's Hulk Hogan, you know? He was in movies and Spider-Man and all this other shit, appearances, and then just like Dog. This is black people. There was a lot of I knew personally, I was one of them. I know a lot of black people that was fans of Dog the Bounty Hunter. They used to watch his shit on A&E. It was like a nigga that was going up in spots and not hunting people, but you know, arresting them for money. And I was like, yo, this nigga Dog wild. So he did the same shit Dog the Bounty Hunter did. His daughter dated a black man and showed the true fucking colors. But with Hulk Hogan, is also an addition. This ain't the first time he said some racist shit. And it's like the same person who sat with Mr. T, the same person who sat in his fucking vehicle and was bumping Jeezy and bumping 50 Cent and niggas rapping about you. Oh, I'm about to, just the same way we rap about Ric Flair, niggas was rapping about, oh, Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, and rap is probably the three most popular rap, from that era is Ric Flair, Macho Man, and Hulk Hogan in terms of rappers to use. Nowadays, it's John Cena. But
even then, like, Rest 32 got a song, Hulk Hogan. My nigga Hulk Hogan, I'm about to show up on this thing, Hulk Hogan. Like a whole song, and it's like, goes back. This is a testament to, despite all the good you do, the bullshit you've done is going to create a legacy. If you actually would, like, his apology was like half-assed. Well, I feel like his apology was half-assed.
Yeah, he gave a half-assed apology because in his apology he admitted that he's a little bit racist and he feels like a lot of people are racist. And then the more important apology is not the ones to the public. A lot of wrestlers backstage said that when he apologized backstage, his apology really went like this: be careful what you say because you never know who's listening, and be careful what you do in public. So it was really more of a just don't get caught instead of an apology. There was a lot of black wrestlers, knew they being some of the main ones at the time, that did not like the apology.
And then it's like, I've heard from wrestling, people in the wrestling community, and other people have said, they said, as a fucking person, Hulk Hogan was a piece of shit. Whether he fucked people out of money and positions and screwed them over in wrestling or just in life. His own daughter, one of his own daughters, doesn't even want his million, we're talking millions of dollars. When someone says, I don't even want your fucking money, how does like, as a person, how does that make you look? I don't even I don't even want your money. Screw the money. I don't want it. I don't want to be part of your legacy. I'm not, like, how does that make you look?
I mean, it makes you look bad, but also you gotta remember, Brooke Hogan is famous in herself. She had her own TV show with her dad. She's dated celebrities and she has her own stuff going on. But she's probably making millions herself, to be honest.
People say that, but it's still like, yo.
No, it's wild.
This is easy money. This is easy money.
It's wild.
This is my parents.
That means you really hate someone.
It's just like, nah, it's like, Get your guts.
You
You know
know,
what I'm saying? Like,
but there was people saying that she didn't want to be part of the ongoing, lawsuit with it because there was going to be his current wife was going to be owed some of the money, and then he got other kids, and she didn't want to be part of that. Man, first things first, man. And since last Thursday, I've been smoking on that Hulk Hogan pack, dog. And shout out to Vince McMahon, bruh. Man, we've been smoking on your dead homie, dog. Like, as for me, I'm a big wrestling fan. And as far as what he did for wrestling, I ain't got nothing but respect for it. I can't really disrespect, what he did making wrestling a national, global thing. But I talk to MJH all the time. And you said some names that I always felt like were some of the GOATs over Hulk Hogan. Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes, Macho Man Randy Savage. One, you can go watch their matches from back in the day. They're just better in-ring performers. But two, when you become an adult and you realize wrestling is a work, I'm not gonna use the word fake. That's disrespectful to call what they do fake. But when you realize it's a work, it's scripted. The greatest thing wrestlers can do is be like, I'm going to put you over. Like, a lot of people don't know this. Stone Cold was supposed to win his last match against The Rock. But Stone Cold looked at The Rock and said, yo, we've had a great rivalry. You deserve to win this match at Mania because I won the first two. That's the greatest thing you can do is put people over. When you decide to not put people over, that hurts the business. That hurt other wrestlers who are trying to come up. And that was one of the main things that he was basically criticized for doing was there was just too many times that he didn't want to put people over. I had to explain to MGH when you get behind the scenes, man, that The Rock Hulk Hogan match, I remember watching that as a kid, a teenager. That's one of my that was one of my favorite matches at the time, just because you saw two icons. As an adult, I found out that wasn't even supposed to be the match. We were supposed to get Hulk Hogan versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. For those who remember, Stone Cold was a bigger star than The Rock at the time. Just a little bit, but he was bigger. And do you know what happened, C's? Do you know why they didn't do that match? Stone Cold said, I don't trust Hulk Hogan. I don't trust Hulk to let me win the match. Because he's had a history of the last minute saying, I don't want to lose. I'm gonna win this match. And it's just too many situations of that. So as far as just the wrestling part of it, man, he was shitty when it came to how he treated other wrestlers. He was shitty with the whole thing with Jesse Ventura. Like, this man's trying to start a union to make life better for y'all. But Jesse Ventura broke it down. At WrestleMania 3, Hulk Hogan made more money than Andre the Giant, Macho Man Randy Savage, Ricky Steamboat, and every other wrestler on that card combined. Think about that, Season Rose. This one man made more money, and I just named some people, even if you're not a wrestling fan, those three names are legends in this business. How he made, that's like me telling you Tom Brady made more money than everyone else in the NFL. Like, of course you don't want a union, nigga. You making all the goddamn money. The union, people don't understand this, and y'all understand this because y'all are educated. Everybody does know unions ain't for the top dogs, right? Like, the NBA union hurts LeBron and Steph. Like, unions actually hurt the best players because most of the time it's going to kind of cap what they can make. The unions is for everyone else. So the fact that you didn't care about everyone else that you share a locker room with, that shows you a shitty person right there. But because of the fact we could not see these stories, only your contemporaries can see your stories because they work with you. We, the fans, just thought you was this jolly nice guy. And then it's so sad, then we find out, oh, he's racist. I was over with Hulk Hogan back in 2012 and 2010 when all this shit really came. I was over that nigga. Like, by that time I was in college and shit, I was over Hulk Hogan. I didn't care because he wasn't the reason why I got into wrestling. I got into wrestling because of Mick Foley, Mankind, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and The Rock, and Shawn Michaels. That's why I became a wrestling fan. So for me, it's different than, I'm not your age, Rose. I don't look at Hulk Hogan like, yo, this is my childhood. He made me be a wrestling fan. I didn't even watch WCW like that. And in the NWO, he was even my favorite motherfucking wrestler. My favorite wrestler in NWO was Razor Ramon, Scott Hall. Like, the bad guy. I fucked with that nigga. And then I fucked with Kevin Nash, Big Daddy Cool. Hulk Hogan was just the old nigga in the group to me. So I don't have them sentimental feelings that all these other people do. So I just feel like, I think what people need to understand about Hulk Hogan's racism, because some people will look at it like, yo, he just said some words and, why should that disdain his whole legacy? I heard somebody say it's not like he murdered someone like OJ. I think what he did is worse. Racism is disease, man. We talk all the time about, can we cure the disease? Because a lot of times people just kind of try to cure the symptoms of something. Shout out to MGH because he was the first person to tell me that phrase, and I think that phrase is so dope. Racism is a disease. It's not a symptom, man. The symptoms are oppression. The symptoms are discrimination, hate crimes, and violence towards people, police brutality. That's the symptoms of racism. That's what we keep trying to cure as Black people in this country. We keep trying to solve police brutality, hate crimes, oppression. The truth is, we can't do that. We got to get rid of racism because that's really the disease that we got to fight every fucking day. And for those listening, the reason why Hulk Hogan saying everything he said is so fucked up, he represented what it meant to be a real American, parentheses. Like he's one of the faces of America. If you go outside of America and say, yo, name somebody that represents your country, I promise you before Hulk Hogan passed away, there's a lot of people outside this country that if they had to pick one person that's not in politics or not the president, just a celebrity, Hulk Hogan probably be one of the people that would get named the most. Because especially during that 80s time period when he was wearing the red and yellow and coming out, like think about this. When you watch a lot of videos, he came out waving the American flag. So he was seen as an American hero.
That's his theme song.
Exactly. Like I'm a real American. So when you got someone who's a quote unquote real American saying we all are racist, and yes, I'm a little bit racist, and out here saying the N-word, guess what that does? Them other people that are racist, it empowers them. That's how the disease spreads. The same way the shit that Trump got going on, all this MAGA shit did was just breathe life into the bacteria and viruses in this country that are walking around every day. It made them feel more comfortable to be like, yeah, fuck niggas. Like, fuck Hispanic people. Like, fuck gay people. Like, that's all that did. Was just allow them to feel more comfortable in that shit. So that's, to me, if you don't understand, that's the real issue behind what Hulk Hogan did. It was just the fact that he just did the shit. It was the fact of, look at what the fuck he represents. And how many people, when you saw that online this week, that was like, man, that happened so long ago and that's not that bad. Yo. So a man being openly racist, saying the N-word and never really apologizing ain't that bad. So it's okay that he went out here and he's racist, then supported Trump and said he would give Kamala Harris the leg drop and then pronounce that woman name wrong and question her ethnicity and race. Like all of that's cool because it's one thing for you to support Trump and then say that shit about Kamala, but when we know you got a racist past. And I think this is the issue that I have with a lot of Trump supporters is y'all don't know that y'all are voting with a man that has a lot of people that are openly racist. And that's what this whole situation represents to me. And that's the sad part, man. So just because of that, I don't feel like his legacy should be honored. I don't feel like we should give a fuck about what he did for the business. Because at the end of the day, you was a racist piece of shit, man. And like I said, I'm smoking that Hulk Hogan pack. We smoking on Vince McMahon dead homie. I don't care about none of that shit. Like that shit don't bring no tears to my eyes. The world is a better place without you. We need as many more racist people that's still breathing. We need a lot more of y'all to drop dead, man. So we can get to a place in this country where we can actually heal and become one people. Like that word hate is a real motherfucking thing. We gotta watch the news every week. And we see people out here shooting up schools and doing crazy stuff because of that word hate.
So what you talking about, brother?
Hey, brother.
What you talking about, brother?
Hey, brother.
And that's another thing. He's always call people his brother. This is my brother. But then you hate the brothers. Yeah, man. You said it all right there, man. That's all it is to it. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't much else to be said. You said it all.
I will say this for those people that be like, well, Booker T and Devon Dudley and this and that, The black wrestlers, or shout out to Joy Swole, the colored athletes, said they basically was cool with him. Let me tell you something about how racism works. A lot of people that make money with people or make money off of people, they look at them as he's one of the good ones. So just because Hulk Hogan was cool with Booker T, who made him a lot of money because how wrestling works, you need another star to be in the main event with so you can make money. And Booker T was a star in WCW. Just because someone like Devon Durley, who was shared a locker room with him and they was cool, he probably looked at him, he's a wrestler, he's one of the boys. Like we see plenty of racist people who have black people in their life and they're racist. I don't give a fuck about that. Like, what happens when you see a black person, one, doing better than you, or two, when you see a black person trying to infiltrate your family? A lot of times, when you see a black person in this situation trying to date his white daughter, guess what happened? He let his real feelings be out. He was like, nah, fuck that nigga. I don't want that. I don't want you fucking that nigga. When he said, I don't want to be reincarnated as a black person, that should tell you what he think about black people. And I'm gonna keep it real. It's not just Hulk Hogan that think that way. If you was to ask most people breathing what race they could be, only really black people gonna say black people. A lot of other races are gonna say probably white because of the way we view white, black, and all these other races in society. We view as you white as being the very best. If you're white, then life is gonna be easy for you. Like black people, we so used to oppression and struggle, our dumbasses would still say we want to be black just because we think being black is cool. Because to us, it is cool being black.
But I mean, with that sentiment, name somebody who's with. I'm not saying I never want to. I'm not doing the person Olympics. I'm not doing that shit with y'all. Name somebody that's been through as much as we have on a global scale and still thriving, still living, still creating, still saving the world, and still doing great things. Whether you're from America to Asia, Papua New Guinea, Borneo, Africa, Asia, whatever. There's all of black people all over the world. There's nobody else that can say they've been through as much as we have and done. We're still going through it, and we do shit to ourselves. Also, another person, fuck you, Jesse Ventura. You were cool for a minute because you did the movies, you did the show with the conspiracy theories, and then you just had to come out and announce that you was for Trump. You're a racist piece of shit too. I know you are. And just like it just goes to show you whether you're Ronald Reagan, a president, whether you're an actor, what was it, Bruce Willis? I hope you get by a pack of niggas.
That was Liam Neeson. Oh, you're talking Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson, my bad. I get Bruce Willis and Mel Gibson mixed up, but like a lot of people we admire. Even what's that motherfucker? The old motherfucker, man. Harry, Dirty Harry.
Oh, Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood. Love his movies. He got some dope ass movies. He's another racist piece of shit. And it's so many people that have made great things, done great things, and before they really say how they feel, were held in high esteem amongst black people. It's a lot of us like, yo, back in the day, we was Hulk Hogan fans. You know, we were fans of these people, these actors and celebrities and politicians. But they shown their true colors, and it's like, hey, the evil you put out into the world is how you're gonna be remembered. Yes, you might have did a lot of great shit, but it's gotta be a point in time when the shit comes out. Just like Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson, you got a lot of good movies. That shit should have been a message. Maybe you need to look internally. Maybe you have, but that shit, I understand what happened. That shit was like, I don't agree with that episode of Echo. I'll say that. That shit was like.
Oh, you don't think he should have been in an episode?
Nah.
Oh, damn, man. That's crazy, man.
I just don't agree with that shit. I'm like, to the point, it's just like, you ain't trying to change or nothing? Nah.
Oh, you mean the message that he had about, like, he don't feel sorry about what he said. He feels sorry about the fact he got caught.
Yeah. And then, hey, that's exactly what Hulk Hogan did. So, I mean, like, this, people will show their true colors, how they are, and it's like, hey, If you're cool with what you said, stand on those words, live by those words, die by those words. But I still say, I repeat again, your own child doesn't want your money. As much money as she probably makes, she doesn't want to be associated with you. You're kind of a piece of shit. But hey, man, for the positive shit you did for the wrestling community, thank you for that. You opened up a lot of doors for a lot of people, inspired a lot of kids, and it's one of wrestling's greatest ever. That's a legacy he can stand on ever.
Yeah, man. I stand on what I say. I don't give a fuck, bro, because it's the fact of you got people like Bill Cosby, the great Bill Cosby, that I just want to know, is he gonna get that same love that Hulk Hogan got when he passed away? Because Bill Cosby, and Rose said it so beautifully last episode, wasn't just black people's dad, he was America's dad. You know? He was the king of TV at one point in time, and that's what made Theo Huxtable the prince of TV. So like Bill Cosby, because these bitches came out and he never admitted to doing the shit, these are just accusations or whatever, basically. Like, is he gonna get that same love when he passed away? Like, just like R. Kelly, who, is still the king of R&B, whether he behind bars or not. If brother R. Kelly passed away, is he gonna get them love that he deserves for being one of the greatest musicians of all time? Because I be sending Rose videos about celebrities when they get ass on the red carpet. Who's the king of R&B of all time? Yo, I'm gonna be real with you. They be saying some disrespectful ass motherfucking names. Cause they don't be like Luther Vandross, Usher, and Chris Brown. It be motherfucking niggas like August Alsina. They be saying like these names of niggas who's just alright, like Trey Songz. Like, yo, we not putting these niggas in the same realm as R. Kelly. And look at the legacy that P. Diddy had before all this shit happened. Y'all think people gonna show him love when he passed away? Like, I just want to keep it 100. Like, when these niggas' legacies get fucked up, they all gotta be treated the same way. Because when it's black people, we gotta be damn near perfect to get celebrated the way these white people do. Like like Michael Jackson, D.L. Hughley said when Paul McCartney passed away, they shut down motherfucking all the radio stations play nothing but Paul McCartney. And he said they didn't do that for Michael Jackson. And if you ask me, Michael Jackson, the greatest artist of all time. So we can't be disrespecting like a lot of these black people, that be out here and they do all this stuff, but because we want to put stuff on their legacy, and because they're not perfect, we tarnish them, man. Like, yes, man, I believe in compartmentalization, but it's certain stuff that should not be compartmentalized, man, in terms of like some of your mores and stuff like that, because I'm an NFL fan. Rose, you're an NFL fan. Cease, you're an NFL fan. Can I ask y'all a question? When the last time have y'all watched something containing the NFL and they brought up O.J. Simpson name, who a lot of people consider the greatest running back of all motherfucking time? When the last time we done watched the Heisman ceremony and they done showed a highlight of O.J. Simpson? Because they show Cam highlights. They show Johnny Manziel highlights. They show RG3 highlights. And O.J. Simpson is considered one of the greatest running backs ever to touch a college football and NFL football. But because he got accused and got acquitted, let me repeat that, acquitted of killing a white bitch, they act like that nigga never played football, y'all. Like, there's a whole generation of people, if you say O.J. Simpson, all they know about him is, oh, ain't that the nigga that Jay-Z said, hey, I'm not black, I'm O.J. That's what people gonna say about that nigga. I thought you was gonna say the nigga who got accused of killing it. Oh, the nigga who killed that white bitch in the 90s? Now, cause we getting far away from that with some of these young kids, they ain't gonna know that. They just gonna know that he said that line in 444. Like, it's crazy. Oh, so we passed the barbershop. OJ did it. We passed that. Right. We getting old. Yeah. Getting old. Damn. Yeah, man. They're gonna have to go back and watch TV shows about that shit. So, yeah, that's just how I feel about it, man. Hey, may that nigga rest in shit.
Final thoughts?
Yeah, your legacy will follow you, man. Whatever it is, whatever good energy and type of work you put out in the world, man, that shit will follow you to the grave. Let's start. Let's really start. Celebrities are celebrities. Football players are football players. Start living in real life. People can inspire you, but really, the people who you really need to look to is people in your everyday life. If you don't have people that you can look up to in your everyday life, you need to change your environment. Sooner than later. That is a hard thing to do, but sooner than later. And hey, marinate on that.
Yeah, man. I mean, we talking about legacy this whole time. I saw some news on Twitter last week that was confirmed by the man's family that Bruce Willis is to the point where he don't even remember and recognize that he was one of the biggest stars in Hollywood making movies at one point in time. Because we talked about how he had dementia, I want to say last year. Man, that's just a shame, man. Because Bruce Willis, you don't hear a bad word about him in Hollywood. In fact, he's put a lot of black people on, man, because he's co-starred with a lot of black people, man. Like, he was in the movie The Last Boy Scout, one of my favorite movies with Damon Wayans. Of course, he starred in the Die Hard franchise, which me and C's had a great debate the other day about, is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Like, he did the Expendables series, the Red series, was in the movie Sixth Sense. One of my favorite movies as a kid, Armageddon, about the plumbers who had to train to be astronauts to save the world. A Disney movie, The Kid. The movie Looper, 16 Blocks with Mos Def. Cop Out with Tracy Morgan. And then the Unbreakable series, where you got the first Unbreakable movie, and then you got the last one in Glass with him and Sam Jackson in both movies. Like, Bruce Willis, man, like, was he a great actor? Nah. What Bruce Willis was is what people don't understand. Bruce Willis was a motherfucking movie star. Like, Bruce Willis, if he dropped the movie, people was gonna go see the movie, not because they knew Bruce Willis was gonna do a great job acting the movie, because they knew Bruce Willis was a motherfucking action star and a motherfucking movie star, and it was worth seeing a Bruce Willis movie. Like, hey, Bruce Willis made a lot of great movies over the time, and if you want to ask me, it's not too many white actors that can say they got a big black fan base like Bruce Willis. Like, I know a lot of black people that love motherfucking Bruce Willis. There's not too many white actors that can say that, and he's never had no controversy in his life. He's never put bad shit out there in the world. Like, he's never said no racist ass shit, homophobic shit, trans shit. All he did was just live his motherfucking life and make movies, man. So, he's still alive, but to me, this is like more of a spiritual depth when you get to the point where you can't even remember who you were at one point in time. So, man, shout out to motherfucking Bruce Willis. In the words of Airbnb Rakim, peace.
Yeah, y'all can catch us at the next light, man. We in traffic, and I'm back quiet. Mr. DJ Rose, Verkeezy, and C's, welcome you to the No More Black Tears podcast.
Black tears that's heaven sent. Barack the first black president. I love my black skin. I love walking in black excellence. Black power, let's represent. All black, that's evident. For sure, MLK and Malcolm X both didn't die for the hell of it. Strap a seatbelt, go and sell our land. What makes you think that we would sell our land? We wouldn't sell our land. What makes you think that we would go ahead and try to sell out then? No more black tears, black on black kids. Love us as is, love with passion. Paying black bills, learning black skills, making black meals. Black is backing. Big shout out to Fred Hampton. I'm black and proud like I'm James Brown, but I ain't doing no acting. My people here from the motherland. This podcast now active.